Royalty family. This is Mimi Love, and you're listening to Talk Royalty. We are a new podcast that is keeping you in tune with the real reality. I want to start this off and say that my partner and I started this podcast because we felt like there's so much out there that needs to be said. There's so much out there that we don't know about, and I say this because we don't really get to see everything in the media. We don't get to see everything on the news that happens. And most of us, 9 times out of 10, we probably live in the hood. So a lot of the things that do go on are not going to be, televised or put on the news or anything. Unless somebody gets killed, which is outrageous. But there's a lot of good shit. There's a lot of bad shit that goes on in life. And everybody needs to be in tune with what's going on. So, there's a lot of people out there that, have been where we are and have made it out and have this big platform to speak. And they don't. They use it for whatever it is that they want to use it for. They don't use it to talk for us, the people. They don't use it to make our lives any better, our lives any easier. They don't even speak for us. They claim they do, but they really don't. So the main reason of this podcast is to have just normal everyday people who know what's going on in life, who knows what's going on in the streets, who knows, how to dip into the business world, who knows about the music industry, whether you're an artist or a promoter or an engineer, producer, whatever you would like to call yourself. We have things for artists as well, just not as in the music world, but painting artists or drawing or whatever it is that you do. We want to showcase everything, any and everything that we possibly can, because honestly, it's reality, and this is most likely things that we don't really get to see. The podcast will be broken down into several different areas as far as different series of podcasts. We're not just going to put everything all in one due to the fact that, everybody may not be interested in entertainment. Everybody may not be interested in, learning about business. So it'll be broken down, and hopefully that gives more people the opportunity to come forward and talk. That gives people the opportunity to, show not just us, but show everybody out there that's listening, what they're capable of, or whatever it is that they're going through, or, how they want to make change, or they may even need some new business, anything. So that's what we are here for. Another area that we'll be doing is parenting. When I say parenting and family and things like that, I mean like real life shit. Like, not the textbook stuff. Not, oh, the doctor said this, or I read this in a book. No, none of that. We want to really dive deep and, kind of give our stories about what we go through as parents. Parenting is not easy by far, and there's a lot of things that happen at home. There's a lot of things that happen, just being a parent, that we can't really go to a doctor and say, hey, this is what's going on. What can we do? They're only going to give you a textbook answer, so we don't need that shit. We need to know what's really going on. So that's another area that we want to tap into, which is family, parenting. Hell, we could all learn from each other as being parents, because in this generation, we know that parenting is just not the same, and these kids are not the same. So there's a lot that we can do. Another area of the podcast that we want to tackle is business, of course. We live in a world, mainly the country that we live in is a corporation itself. So we who don't own businesses are most likely looked at as the underdogs. We're the people who's making the product. We're the people we're doing all this, and they're making all the money. All these corporations are making money. There's so many other people out here that do have businesses that are like us, who have started from the bottom and want to literally help everybody else have a business, or start their business and have their business prosper. We need those people on this podcast. We need those type of people to encourage, to educate everybody else who want to open a business, who have been struggling trying to do it. They don't know where to start, don't know where to turn to. There's so many people out there that I do believe that can, step in and help, because I see it every day on YouTube. But everybody's not going to search for that. Everybody's not going to go on YouTube and search for, hey, how do I do this, how do I do that? But when you have people out here just giving out that information, I feel like everybody should have their own business. I mean, and if the pandemic is not telling you one thing right now, to own your own business, because things are about to get really, really rough, I don't think nobody's listening. So right now is the time for us as people to be our own corporation. Build our own corporations. That's the whole point. Another thing that we do want to dive into is pretty much just knowing what's going on around the country. I don't really care about the world. What's going on in the country and our cities, because we don't know. There's people out here that are doing great things. There are people out here that are being brutally damaged by the system. There's just so much out here that we want to know what is going on. Maybe we could be a support to each other with these issues. Maybe we have advice on where to turn to, whether it's legal advice or whatever it is. We want to hear from people in every city, every state. We're trying to reach out to as many people as possible to jump on board and pretty much just kind of collaborate and just help each other out. That's really the full thing. We want to help each other out. There's so much shit that we can help each other out instead of fighting all the time, or trying to one up the next person. Share what you got. Maybe you can get some extra business. Maybe you can get help with something. That's what we want to do. That's what this podcast is for. Another area we want to jump into is relationships, love, and sex. Whether it's you're single, living a poly life, whatever the case may be, we want to jump into that because it's a lot that needs to be said these days. Dating is not the same, and I know a lot of people can agree. Relationships are not the same. Falling in love and staying in love is not the same. You got to go through all these extra hoops these days. Marriage is not the same. It's a lot that we could really dive into and talk about. I mean, the shit's crazy these days, and a lot of time people are so scared to, just be real. People are scared to be raw. People are scared to be honest. They want to fake. We don't have time for that shit. Honestly, we don't have time. We want to talk about what we want to talk about. We want to talk about what's really going on. And right now, it's a lot of fuckery. So, therefore, when I say we want to talk about sex, relationships, I don't give a damn if we talking about sex advice. We talking about what we did in the bedroom. Hell, it's advice. It's a lot of people that don't know what they out there doing in the bedroom. They don't know what they're doing on these one night stands. Shit is so different. So this is, something that we want to put out there. We want to talk about because we want to be real about it. Of course, we want to have our comedy in here. There's a lot of comedy out there. You have your people on YouTube. We don't mind. We want to hear from y'all. Y'all are really fucking funny. These people from YouTube are hilarious. It seems to be the new thing, especially since things have been closed down because of COVID. Comedy. Hilarious. So yeah, whether you're on YouTube, whether you're on TikTok, whether you do stand up or you're actually doing your comedy over Facebook Live or whatever, I've seen that. We want to bring that and showcase that, and as well as reach out and talk to you and get more people to come to you, and listen to you, because you really never know as a comedian that you can make somebody's day. Or honestly, you never know as a comedian the shit that you experience, that you sitting there laughing and talking about, somebody else experiencing, and they probably thought, hey, I feel like I'm a fucked up person because this happened to me, or why does this have to happen to me? I'm the only one. No, that may not be the case. So that's something that we want to dive into. So hopefully you guys are really going to tune in with us over the next few years, maybe. We're trying to really, really make something out of this. We're not going to sugarcoat shit, because that's just not what I'm about. I really don't. Uh-oh. I got people, sorry you guys, who have tried to join in and could not. Sorry you guys, there's people that was trying to join in and couldn't for some reason. I am going to cut this one off here. I'm going to cut this off and hit up the next one, because we were supposed to be live on here and people were trying to join in. So alright. Yep. Okay, I know. Sorry, y'all, I'm reading messages. But, yeah, what we are all really trying to do is just trying to throw in everything that's really real. We want to really tune into the real reality. So there you have it. I want everybody to be looking out. I definitely will be reaching out to a lot of people. I have people who have sent music. I have people who have sent businesses, and I would definitely be reaching out to everybody to get you on and co-host, because that's another thing. I definitely don't mind everybody co-hosting with me. That's what this is for. You are the voice. We really can't do anything without you, and when I say you, I mean everybody, because this is for everybody. It's not just for me, it's for everybody. So yeah, I will be reaching out over for the rest of this week. I know it's Wednesday, I believe, so I'll be reaching out to everybody who has inboxed and emailed me, so that you can get on to co-host the show. So definitely, if you have a business, if you do music, if you work with credit, if you even have an auto shop, you do lawn care, whatever it is, parenting, do you have kids, with disabilities, we want to touch on mental health. If you have something about that, we're definitely looking for mentors, teachers, anybody in a profession that they believe that they can kind of reach out and speak with people. We are definitely down for it. So please tune in to the show, each and every one, and we definitely appreciate it. Thank you guys. We want to rise together, grind together, win together. Stay tuned. Talk royalty.